What's up, y'all? It is Jackie here from Spice, Pole, and Aerial Fitness. Happy September. I cannot believe how quickly we've gotten through this year. And the fall weather is coming quickly. I'm already seeing things for Halloween. I'm already seeing things for Christmas. I'm like, Lord, y'all ready to get 2024 over with? Heard. Anywho, just wanted to talk about our theme for the month of September. I love a good theme. I love to have a good intention for every month. It just keeps my mind focused on why I'm doing what I'm doing and just keeps me locked in to trying to stay positive and doing the right things and overcoming all of the challenges that life brings to us all. So our theme for this month at Spice, or our intention for the month, is manifesting your dream life. And it's funny because I have this framework written out. It's called Glow Through It. And basically it's just 12. Each month you've got a theme. And for every month, one of those themes is supposed to kind of like help you just keep moving forward in life. You know, it's difficult. It's been especially challenging since the pandemic. You know, things have changed a lot. So, I just got a text message. Ooh, my bad. But life can be very, very challenging. And just having those themes for the month and having an idea of what you're focusing your mind on instead of just the negativity all the time is a good thing. It's a very good thing. And so I created that framework and it's called Glow Through It. If you're interested in learning more about Glow Through It, let me know. But so I don't necessarily all have that committed to mind. So I was looking through my notes. Well, what are we going to be talking about in September? And in September, we are discussing manifesting your dream life. And immediately I was kind of like, oh man, I like to stay really close to the physical side of Spice. Manifesting gets very deep into the mindset side of Spice, excuse me, and the work that we do at Spice. And so I immediately got a little bit nervous because one of the things that I've consistently heard as an administrator and as a executive and CEO here at Spice, and basically being in charge of how the program is run, is you are not a therapist. You're not a therapist. Some of these conversations can be triggering for people. You know, our students are just coming to have a good time. They don't want to talk about mindset. They don't want to talk about stuff that they want to leave their outside world outside. They don't want to bring it inside the studio. And so this is why I make videos like this. So you can kind of look at them and just understand this is the heart of what we do and why we do it. But when you come into the studio, it's like boom, bang, bang. You're doing your classes. You're focusing on your movement, your skills, without having to think about what happened 20 years ago. So anyway, and then also manifestation is a kind of a tricky subject, right? Manifesting your dream life. Yeah, that sounds great if you're like a 7-year-old, right? That's like something you tell a little kid. You can do anything you put your mind to. You can do it. But I am here to tell you that I believe that to be true. I believe that to be very, very true. That you can do anything you set your mind to. And I believe that pole and aerial dance is one of the best ways to help women to check in with where their mindset is, and help them kind of develop their own process around moving forward towards their goals and towards a life and a lifestyle that they truly want to live. Now, hear me out, right? Because I know some of you guys are like, what does pole dance, especially pole dancing, and bopping around on a lyra and on the silks apparatus, what does that have to do with manifesting your dream life, that's a stretch. Okay, that's a stretch. Or as someone very close to me in my life once told me, essentially what you're doing is taking adult entertainment and you're trying to put a positive spin on it. We see what you're trying to do, but it's not working. But I wouldn't be saying it if I didn't believe it to be true. There's so many other things I could be doing with my life other than making this video and talking to you all about manifestation and mindset and how pole and aerial dance can be a positive impact on those things. So let's just break down what pole and aerial dance is, right? And who we serve, and why I believe for that demographic, this workout is one of the best ways to really check in with where your mindset is and how to kind of make some changes so that you start manifesting a life of your dreams. So I'm very clear on who we serve. We serve women. I made a video about this a couple days ago. We serve women that are busy, everyday women. Just everyday women. Whatever that means to you, that's what it is. Every day, going to work, taking care of the kids, handling responsibilities, doing the things, women. People that are caregivers. They are the foundation of their homes. They're the foundation of their organizations. They are critical to things getting done for a lot of other people, right? And for people like that, a lot of times, and I'm going to say for women like that, a lot of times we're just on this loop. We're just on this loop, going. Nobody ever really asks us, what's going on up here? What's going on in here? How are you feeling? Nobody really asks that of these women, right? And so when you come into Spice, this is a space where there's no kids. There's no, partner nagging you, asking you any questions. It's just you and a supportive environment and a hard workout. Yeah, it's just you, a supportive, positive environment, and a hard workout. And the supportive, positive environment is so crucial to why this works or how this works, because you have no excuse, right? A lot of times we come into an activity and you might encounter someone, and we've even had this happen at Spice. We've tried to, remove those type of elements, but let's say a student comes up to you and says something like, oh man, maybe if you lost some weight, you'd be able to hang upside down. We got rid of those types of elements through our value, which is self-compassion. Self-compassion means, number one, the biggest thing, mind your business, mind your business, but also give compassion and grace to yourself. And through giving compassion and grace to yourself, you are giving compassion and grace. You will give compassion and grace to others because you know how hard you struggle to get movement. And so there's just literally no room for you to be mean or nasty to anybody or to be insensitive or unsympathetic. So really, it is a positive, supportive environment where we are just encouraging you to just keep moving forward. And so what that does is when you are surrounded by positivity, it really highlights the negativity within your own thoughts. And it's easy to do. It's very, very easy to do. A lot of times when I take phone calls for students that are inquiring about the studio, I'll get a lot of, well, I can't, I'm older, is this something that I can do? Cause I'm in my 40s, I'm in my 50s. I'm like, yeah, you can still do it. Like life doesn't stop because you reach a certain decade in life. Like, of course you can still do this, but that's their mind telling them they're too old. They're too big. They're too whatever. You're too busy. That's your mind telling you that you are not worthy of being able to do this thing and insert challenge or obstacle here. Right? And so for those of you that overcome that obstacle and you actually step into the studio, what you're going to be facing is some people's greatest fears. And I see it so many times, and I've seen it so many times, where women come into our studio, and I don't care how beautiful you are, I don't care how young you are, I don't care how successful you are, I don't care how fit you are. When you step into our studio and you see those big 9-foot mirrors, and you look around and you see all these other beautiful bodies all around you, it's gonna freak you out. I've never seen anybody walk into the studio and just be like, yeah, I got it. I got it. Let's go. There's variations, but for the most part, everybody's very, very nervous. And let me tell you why. You're supposed to be nervous. You're coming in. We ask that you limit your clothing, right? So we're not a nude studio. We're wearing clothes, but we're wearing shorts. We're wearing tank tops, things like this. This is a dress, actually. So happy. But we're wearing our arms out. We're wearing the chest might be out. You know, you might be seeing another woman with a body type you're not used to, and seeing that woman loving her body. And let me actually address that clearly. You might see a woman that's 5'5", 200 pounds, and she's got on booty shorts, crop top, and she is loving her body. That might make you very uncomfortable. That might make you very uncomfortable, because now you're like, well, what do I look like? You know, you're not feeling good in your body. So now it's like you have to kind of reconcile how you feel. You're forced to reconcile how you feel. And sometimes people don't make it out of that. They don't. And that's okay, right? That's why we do 1 month. Just come and try it for 1 month. Take your 4 classes. If it ain't working, then find something else to do, right? We respect that. But or the opposite, right? You may go to a class and you see the super, super fit girl, and you're like, man, I'm somewhere in between. You know, I'm kind of average bodied. And that is okay. And what we do at Spice is we honor all bodies, right? It doesn't matter what your body is. We want you to honor your body so that you realize that your body is capable of great things that you don't even think is possible. And that doesn't mean you're going to do everything that person's going to do or everything that person's going to do, but we want you to do the best that you can do. And so what that does, okay, so we're back to the experience, right? So we're talking about you're walking in, you're limited in your clothing, right? So you're already exposed. I've talked to women that are like, I don't wear shorts, I don't wear heels, I don't wear my arms out, I don't wear my midriff out. So now coming into the studio where we are requiring that you need to have some skin exposed just for safety. This isn't about us wanting to see your body so bad. This is about safety. You have to be safe. You have to have skin on the pole. You've got to have, well, let me just stick to pole. Lyra and silks is a little bit different. Actually, you're covered in Lyra and silks more than pole, but the clothing is very fitted. You can't hide. You got to wear leggings. You got to wear, like, your clothing has to be fitted. You can't have big old clothes that you trying to cover up your body parts. No, we need to see your whole body. You need to wear a bodysuit is one of the most commonly worn things in aerial classes, right? So even though you're covered, the clothing is still very fitted. And so for some of you, you've only had to wear clothing that masks your body, not exposes your body. And that's such a beautiful thing when you finally expose your body and then you put yourself into this position where now you have to perform. And when I say perform, I don't mean like I don't mean that type of performance. I mean like an athletic performance. We're going to have you doing spins on the pole. We're going to have you climbing. We're going to have you going upside down. We're going to have you doing things you didn't even know people could do. Using muscles you didn't even know existed, right? So you're going to be doing all of these things in your exposed body. And when I tell you, that just sets some people's nervous system on fire. And that's okay. And that is okay. So, what does this have to do with manifesting? Well, manifesting, all it is, it's really a big word for, in my opinion, creating. Just creating a life that you want, or creating a system for getting the reality that you want, right? And how do you create that system? What are the tools? What are the variables that go into that system? Well, it all starts with your thoughts. Your thoughts lead to your actions, and your actions lead to your reality. So if you are in the studio, and I have seen this a million times, if you are in the studio and you come in with a negative mindset, you're usually that person that never gets stuff. And let me tell you, it's even worse for the ones that got a negative mindset and they do get stuff. Ooh. Oh. What is a negative mindset? I can't do that. I'll never be able to do that. Oh, I'm so big. Oh, I'm so old. Oh, well, I didn't get this, but the other girl did. I'm never gonna be able. Y'all see my face? I can't stand it. I can't stand it, because one of my gifts, and why I believe Spice is such an amazing experience, is because I always see the best in people. I always see the best in people. I always can see people's potential. It don't matter who you are. I'm always looking to see what are they capable of. And I know, I'm like, no, you're capable of more. But sometimes the students don't even see themselves. They can't even see themselves because they have this negative filter. Here go the dog. They have this negative filter where anything as the instructor, or anything the other students are telling them, it goes into that negative filter, and what comes out is, nope, they're just saying that to be nice. Nope, they're just da 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 da. And typically those are the people that struggle the most. Even when they get moves, they're not happy. And they just that is their reality. That is their reality, and it impacts everything around them. And a lot of times people don't even think about the thoughts, the words that they say, and how it actually impacts the life that we have created for ourselves. We just say anything and think that we're supposed to have a good life. Your words and your thoughts and your actions create your reality. So what does this have to do with pole and aerial dance? Well, like I always say, what you do, the work that you do in the studio should go with you outside of the studio. We ain't going to the circus. Spice is not that type of a studio. There are studios out there for you, for those of you that are trying to make it to the Olympics in 2028 and want to pole every day, and pole is life, and Spice is not that, right? We want you to come in, we want you to take your class, and we want you to go and use this energy and go back home. Go to your job. Go to your community. Go and be impactful somewhere. Go be impactful with this confidence. Go take it out of the studio. And so, what I hope that people gain this month especially is, as you're dancing and as you're moving, when you're in the studio, just think about your thoughts. Think about your movement. Think about how you talk about your movement. Think about how you talk about the skills that you're learning. And when you're met with something difficult, do you say, oh, I'll never get this? Or do you say, let's go. I'm ready. I might not have it today, but I'm going to keep working on it. I'm going to keep working on it. And if I get it, I'm going to be so proud of myself. And even if I don't get it, I know that I worked hard and I gained something from that experience. That is life. That is life. If you have a job, I'm sure you've had a project. Somebody's assigned you a project where you were like, man, how am I going to be able to get this done? You can sit and you can look at that body of work and say, I'm never going to get this done. You can complain and say, oh, my boss is such a jerk. I can't stand them. Why would they give me this? They know I don't do that. You want a promotion. You've been given this assignment. Clearly somebody thinks you're capable of doing it. That's why it's on your desk. Are you going to pass up an opportunity? Or are you going to put in the work? Are you going to think negative or are you going to think positive? And my belief is that when you choose those positive those positive thoughts, that leads to positive action, and that allows you to keep moving forward in a positive way. And that's how you make progress. Negativity stops you. Negativity lives in your body. It brings you here. Yes, there are some people who are extremely successful that have negative mindsets, negative thoughts. They say anything, blah, 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 blah. I've met students like that along my way. I talked about that a little bit earlier. I've met students just like that who have nothing positive to say about themselves. Nothing. And let me tell you something. It's so sad to watch them be on that hamster wheel. They're just on that wheel of learning moves. They're abusing their body. Oh, y'all didn't know you could abuse your body in pole and aerial dance? Oh, you can. Abuse your body. Overtraining. Pushing your body past its physical limits. Which is great, but you can't just do that. You have to build in time for rest, restoration, self-care. But you ain't worried about none of that because you got goals to achieve, right? Brutalizing their bodies, putting their body through hell to try to get certain moves, and they're still not happy. They're still putting themselves down. Let me tell you something. You do that long enough, your body will break down on you, as it should, for self-protection's sake. It will break down on you. Whether it's your physical body, your mental body, your spiritual body, your body will break down on you. So yes, you can be successful with a negative mindset, but you can get so much further. And again, this is just my opinion. You can get so much further with positivity by thinking positive thoughts. By instead of when you wake up in the morning and, oh man, it's Monday again. I gotta go to work again. Maybe practice some gratitude. Yeah? Practice gratitude for the body that you have. Practice gratitude for waking up in the morning. Give thanks to this life that you've created for yourself, because the more you pour good energy into what you have, the more that will start to expand and grow. It's science. It's science. You don't have to trust me. You can Google it. You can actually Google this. One of the things I love is that science experiment where scientists said that plants actually grow bigger, stronger, faster when positive affirmations are said to them. Same plant, planted at the same time, but it's listening to negative affirmations. Doesn't grow as big, doesn't grow as strong, doesn't grow as fast. If it works for a plant, trust me, it works for you. So yes, this month, I want you to focus on, in your practice, in your movement, I don't want you to think about what you can't do. I want you to think about what you can do. I want you to think about what you want out of this life. What do you want in your movement practice? What do you want outside of your movement practice? What do you want? What does your dream life look like? What does your dream flow? What is your dream dance? What is your dream choreography? What does that look like? Just take some moments, write it down. Take 5 minutes, 5, not 10, 5 minutes. Write it down. And I want you to just reflect on that through the month of September. And if you notice anything, any positive changes, any negative changes, any non-existent changes, send me an email. Email info@spicepolefitness.com. I love this subject. I believe in it. I live by that code. I try to stay positive, and trust me, as a small business owner, it's not easy for me to stay positive. As a pole dance studio owner, it's not easy for me to stay positive. I could be one of the most negative, one of the most sad, one of the most angry. It's 2024, a lot of people going through it. There's a lot of bad things out there in this life that can keep us in a state of negativity, but you have a choice. You can continue that cycle, or you can choose a different path. I encourage you for this month of September to choose the different path. All right, y'all. Happy September. Enjoy your series. I hope to see you. I will be in the studio in September, so hopefully I'll get a chance to see some of you all. Thank you for listening, and I will talk to y'all later. Bye.